We're here today because there is a proposal from government, from council, to redevelop this area, move it from recreational area to a rezone to residential. And I think I speak for most of the people here by saying that we strongly object to any move in that area. I'm remiss in also welcoming here today Pat McGinley, Councillor Pat McGinley, Councillor Anthony Main, and Councillor Phil Constable. So appreciate you very much.
No? Oh.
I thank you for
me though, you never know.
and welcome to Peter as well.
And apologies from the mayor as well.
And also I had a phone call from the Mayor yesterday, Liz McInnes. Liz Innes, sorry, and she made her apologies. She wanted to be here, but she had some other events on where she was required at. So the purpose, 2 weeks ago we had a meeting here. We were fortunate enough to get 64 people sign our petition, and they're mostly residents in the area here. The purpose of the meeting today was to take it another step. We've been very active in getting up a Facebook page and putting a submission forward to the council. And as I say, thank you to the three councillors who are here today to see the space that we all value so very highly. It's a very busy place. By the nature of the Ross report, this area is precisely what it is that the council is hoping to achieve in managing these open space areas. As most of you would know, this gets very busy especially over the holiday season. We're a kilometre away from Malua Bay, but even Malua Bay and Mackenzie's Beach, they are not suitable as a dog beach, for launching your kayak, for going fishing, and this gets very busy, and it is a logical place that the residents here and all the visitors can use this area. In the perfect world, we'd probably have a couple of tables and chairs here. So the purpose of the meeting really is to ask questions, and I'm here as a representative along with Jill and my wife Kathy, but please, this is our community area, so I would welcome your comments, feedbacks or suggestions.
Well, can I just say a few words just first? I've got a handout here. There's probably not enough for everyone, but I'll give them to you and you can probably distribute them out.
Yep.
Or
Thank
as
you.
we speak, one between two or something like that. This is just about 10 dot points, which explains the process. Step one has occurred already, as you know, and that is that on 27th of February, so almost a year ago, Council endorsed the Ross report, put it into action. And one of those resolutions was to commence a planning proposal to rezone and or reclassify certain blocks of land, including this one. There's three others, but this is one of them. So that has actually happened. And what you've got is the steps between, that's number one. There's about 9 steps before it actually becomes a reality. And I'll just point out to you step number 4, and you'll get a copy of this and you can share it and reproduce it so everyone gets a copy. This step 4 is report to council. Council to endorse a planning proposal. Okay? Now this means that this place cannot be sold, right, for any purpose until such time as it comes back to council as a separate item and council can vote on any proposal to develop it or sell it. Okay? So don't go panicking. There's a long way to go before this can happen. Now, the actual recommendation to council in the report that we received had, among other things, and I'll just read it so I get the words right, and it was CAR 18/010. That's the actual item. Now, you can go and look at the minutes of the meeting. You can read the report that went to councillors as part of the agenda, and you can actually look at the website and follow the entire debate as it happened if you go into the archived video recording of that actual meeting. Now there was about probably 8 speakers or something on the Ross report. We debated it as a council for, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. But one of the recommendations originally was that, and I'll just read it to you. One of the original recommendations was, one, to identify the 3 blocks of land, and then part D of the recommendation was take all action necessary to enable sale of above properties. That was actually in the recommendation. Now, I objected to that because part of doing that would necessitate, I know, consultation, but leaving that as it was would look like, and I'm imagining we council have gone perhaps, a new batch come in, they go back and look at the record and go, hang on, council decided to take all action necessary to sell the block. So I just simply asked that that be changed and put 4 words in front of it. And those words are, subject to council resolution, all steps be taken. Now that puts on the record that this cannot be sold without resolution by council. And if you look at the process that's on that handout, that involves consultation with immediate neighbours, involves consultation with the community group, okay? So if you're not a member of it, get in there and get active on that one as well. But it also means that any planning proposal would go out for public comment as well, okay, if it got that far. So there's plenty of opportunity to have your say and make sure your views are heard. Now, I'll just leave it at that for the moment, because perhaps some of the other councillors might want to say a word at this.
I think Pat's enunciated the process particularly well. Congratulate him on that amendment that he did put in at that particular time. And I think, and I would also encourage this group to maintain its coherence and continue to manage and look after the park. I think that bringing these spaces back to the community and having your own personal ownership is a big thing. And so that is going to add weight to the argument with our other councillors.
And if I could just add, when I put up that amendment, not one other councillor objected to it. So it was like, yes, everybody went, yep, good call, and the mayor included. So there was no argy-bargy about that. Everyone was happy to accept that.
Terrific to be here, and thank you for the invitation. I think this is a really important issue. This is a microcosm of a macrocosm that we are seeing down the eastern seaboard of New South Wales. So I was driving through Kiama, because I used to live up that neck of the woods, and someone said to me, Anthony, when did all this happen in Gerringong, Kiama? It just seemed to happen. There's development. Now we need appropriate development because we need jobs, we need a level of security. I get all of that. But have a look around here. It's wall-to-wall housing now. And places like this is a very small green space for the public. Once it's gone forever. And I really appreciated the acknowledgement of country to begin with, because we are now custodians of this. And it's very easy to reduce everything down to the dollar and say, you know what, this block is worth X, punt it off, we'll take the money and distribute it across the Shire. So I think this is a really important conversation, and I'd welcome the question to go to every council. What is your vision? It's a shame the Mayor's not here, and I say that sincerely. It's a shame the Mayor's not here to say, Mayor Innes, what's your vision? Where do you see this little part of this small piece of the Shire, where does it sit against the bigger vision for us as a community? Because this is our homes, and it's not just our homes. Someone's talking about an echidna that lives around here that crosses the road, the black cockatoos that live in the trees and all the rest of it. We've got a creek system here as well. And then over Christmas, because you've got Malua Bay, which is so busy, you've got Mackenzie's down here, and we know as council we've got parking challenges there. This is a very popular beach. A lot of people come here. So this is an opportunity for, and talking with a number of the residents here about making it more available and accessible for the community. Hey, let's have a few trees planted here for some shade. Let's have some park benches. Let's put up a sign that says it is a public park. Come and use it and enjoy it. So thanks, Pat, for your comments. I think they're really important. This is really about listening to the community and hearing what you have to say. Not listening so we can tick off a box and say we've done consultation, now we can move on. But listen means you actually have to hear and take on board your comments. I don't hear anyone saying, yeah, please just sell it, get rid of it, we'll move on. So this is the community speaking. So thanks for coming out today. Thanks for the opportunity to speak.
This lady would like to speak.
Hello, thank you for coming today. Can I ask where the other blocks of land are that are in the same situation, and what part of the process are they up to?
Have to go back into. Can I answer that later? Because I just don't have them in my head. I'm very much focused on this block. But there's two others. They're actually in the recommendation. If you get onto that recommendation from that meeting, it lists, it's like part A is one block, part B is this block, part C is another block, and then there's the overarching one.
There certainly are blocks there's a block at Durras, and I know I've got to go back into my memory as well. There's a block at Durras that the Durras community are concerned about. There's been a block at Browley that the council is working with the local residents to find a solution as well. So this is part of a bigger picture.
To sell this land, it has to come back to the council, and council has to endorse any planning proposal which would involve selling it. We've got that on the record, can't be denied, must go back to council. So then you've got to get 5 out of 9 to say nay. That's the task.
Brett,
Preferably
there's some council have an adverse to say 5 out of 9, whatever it is, whichever have to have the majority, and say yes, we want to sell it. What can the people do to appeal the council's decision?
Oh, look,
Who polices the council?
I think very quickly there are a couple of things. If this was to go through the due process that Pat's laid out and it's in the documentation, and at the end of the day, 5 of the elected councillors decided to no, we're going to sell it, notwithstanding the community's views. You've got a couple of things. You've got to ask the question. Firstly, participate and come along to council and engage in the debate. And again, ask the councillors, ask each one of us, what do you represent and what's your vision for the Shire? Because I think this is at the heart of it. This is at the heart of who are we as the Eurobodalla unspoiled South Coast.
But who controls, who polices who? Like in the law, they have appeal courts and everything.
Yeah, it's the Office of Local Government. So we're under a Local Government Act for New South Wales State Government. So planning ultimately sits with the state government. So that's where you appeal such decisions if you went down that path.
And Coral, I think.
Yes, Coral?
Thank you. I have a couple of questions in relation to council's transparency. Firstly, in the Ross report and various other documentation put out by council, they only ever refer to lot and DP. They do not identify these blocks of land as the corner of Illabunda. Now, a lot of people would just look at that and go, well, I don't know where that is. So the only way you know is to do a title search and you find out, oh, that's there. So that's the first point. Do you think that, I don't know how you do it, but how do you get council to be more transparent in that regard? And secondly, in relation to the minutes of the council's meetings, what do you think about changing the code of meeting practice so that each council, the way in which each councillor votes is recorded in the minutes, so you can, if you go to the minutes, you can see, for example, that Councillor Main, Councillor McGinley and Councillor Constable voted in favour or not. Do you know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts about those two questions?
Yeah. I'm sure other council have their own views. I'll just give you my personal view because I can't speak on behalf of councillors, just myself. I'm 100% behind that being in the code of meeting practice. Just as a matter of course, every decision that's made, it is recorded who voted which way. At present, and the only way that can happen is if some councillor is quick-witted enough to get in before the vote and ask for what's called a division. And I've done that a number of times where I wanted to be particularly disassociated with a particular decision. I wanted it on the record I didn't vote for it. But it's up to me to actually remember to say that before they actually call for the thing. And I think it should just be a normal thing. So I don't have to be sitting there thinking, shall I jump in now, shall I jump in now, and all that sort of stuff. And other people have done it as well, but I'm particularly fond of doing that every now and then.